Good afternoon and welcome to Mike and the Hoss on Wolfeboro Community Television. I'm Mike Dene.
And I'm Charlie Hossack.
Charlie, so we haven't gotten together for a while.
No, it's been a couple weeks.
A couple weeks, and the last time was the July 4th parade, which you and I had the privilege of commentating on.
Yeah.
I guess commentating on?
Yeah, I would say commentating, broadcasting, yeah.
And we did a little bit of our sports show at the same time.
Yep.
Did you like it?
We had some guests. Yeah, I thought it was great. I've never done, I guess, a play-by-play of a parade. So I thought it was a lot of fun. It was great to be right downtown. It was awesome. We can talk about the traffic stuff in a minute, but it was just kind of awesome to be there and have people say hello and kind of get to see the parade and talk about the different floats and different events. Did you like it?
I enjoyed it. I've been going to the parade for as long as we've been in town. Usually my kids are in there, and my kid was in it again this year. Right. I've never as closely looked at the parade like we did this year,
right?
And analyzed everything that was coming through.
Yeah.
I mean, that certainly was fun. It was fun to do.
It was.
Having Harold Chamberlain there to give us a little history of the parade and what are the different divisions and stuff like that.
So this was his 25th year, he said.
25th year running it.
And then he's been in it for 50 years.
Yeah.
And then he had sent, I didn't share this with you, and I apologize. He had sent me an email after the parade with the different divisions, and next year hopefully we'll get it before the parade.
Okay.
But it showed the different divisions and who was in what, and it was kind of cool to see. And my apologies, because a couple of those flower ones I was giving credit to one particular florist, and it was another. So we'll fix that for next year, because those are pretty awesome.
Like I said, hopefully next year we have a rundown of the orders and that are coming through, and like you said, what division? I didn't even know about I knew there were divisions. I didn't know how they were divided up, and but it makes a ton of sense what they did.
It does. Kingswood Athletics, they got second place in their division, which was really, really awesome. They had a fantastic float with a lot of different athletes from different teams. So it was really cool to see that. Obviously, we're a little biased, but it was nice to see that, and just a lot of cool floats.
A shout out to our producer Timothy.
Yes, definitely.
About the as you in
during the parade, we had said we had talked with Mrs. Skelly from the Bubble, and she had seen Timothy at midnight of parade night, and then I got down there pretty early, drove by, and Timothy was out there with his crew setting stuff up, and Timothy, I do have to say, and I know you can hear me, I think you should wear shorts. You should consider wearing shorts, because it was a pretty hot day.
A funny comment you made, Charlie, is that he did this all in business casual.
He did it all in business casual.
If people are just real quick, if they could have seen the elaborate setup, with all the monitors, and it was really professional.
It was.
So shout out to Timothy.
It was well done, and a couple hours after the parade, when we drove by, Timothy was still there.
Yes.
So thank you, Timothy, and thanks for letting us do the parade. But the good news, we're going to do the Christmas parade.
Which happens at Thanksgiving.
Yeah, which happens at Thanksgiving. It's when Santa comes to town.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to that. It probably won't be as warm.
I'm hoping.
You never know, though. You never know.
If it's global warming is in high end, if it's that warm.
Right. So that'll be fun, and we'll try to perfect our play-by-play of parades.
Yes.
But it was nice to have some guests. We also, we had your daughter on, and we had Brendan Donahue on, and then we had Emma's friend, Siobhan. That was pretty amazing. That she had just got, she just got back from the base of Mount Everest.
Yep.
So it was really cool to talk to them, and of course,
Reed Swinnerton,
all-star,
and Brian Davidson. Don't forget Brian Davidson, our number one fan.
Absolutely, Brian Davidson stopped by for a little chit chat, and Rob Oblina stopped by to say hello. So it was good. It was good to see them. So it was fun. So looking forward to next year's parade.
All right, ready to move on?
Let's do it.
So there's, like the All-Star break every year, there's not a ton going on.
Right.
As far as New England sports.
Sure.
And so we're calling this show the Mike and the Hoss Rapid Fire.
Okay.
So I just jotted down a whole bunch of things that are going on in sports.
Right.
Some of them major, some of them minor, some of them we don't know a lot about.
Thanks. Yeah, we'll get to that.
And we can just pass when we get to one of those.
Yeah.
But to fill our time, I thought we would just blow through and see how it goes.
Sounds great.
And then by next week, the Pats camp is around the corner.
Yes.
The Red Sox, this is a big week for them.
Yeah, they're back at it tonight. So
let's start with the Red Sox.
All right.
second half predictions. They're coming off the All-Star break. They've won 5 in a row.
Yes.
They certainly seem to be looking better. Second half predictions.
So 49-41, 9 behind the Yankees, 2 behind the wild card. They're playing L.A. tonight, so it's a rematch. The Dodgers.
Best record in baseball.
Yeah, it's a rematch of the World Series. They are home. They've had some rest. Predictions. So they've got 49 wins right now. We're a little more than halfway through the season. I think they can...
49-41, is that what you said?
49-41. I think they can end the season. I mean, last year was 108 wins.
So they got 72 games left.
So I think they can get to 91 wins.
Well, I think they're going to... If they want to get the playoffs,
well,
they have to
obviously, I think they can get to 91 wins. I'm still waiting for the Yankees to cool off. And for that matter, the Rays to cool off.
So to get to 91 wins, I said they have 72 games left. They're at 49, so that means they got to win 42.
Yeah.
So 42-30.
You know, so
that's not unreasonable.
It's not unreasonable. I mean, you know, I certainly think it's doable. It's interesting though. Let's just stick with the Red Sox for a second. So we've talked at length about how it's pretty much the same team, minus really two key, right? No,
two.
You know, Kimbrel isn't there, and Joe's not there.
Yeah, Joe Kelly.
Yeah. So should the Reds? I mean, I don't. You know, is this what we expected? I mean, I know we didn't expect that, but is it? You know, those two aren't going to necessarily make you 49 and 41.
I think last year many of the players had career years,
right?
And that wasn't going to happen. You know, you're going to have a couple guys.
Sure.
And, everything came together for the Red Sox last year. Everything came together for the Red Sox last year. Your outfield was playing off the wall.
Right.
Your Devers emerged. Mm-hmm. You made a couple key trades, Evaldi and first baseman
Mitch Moreland.
Mitch. They had signed Mitch Moreland at the beginning of the year. No, J.D. Martinez was a good one. No, Steve Pearce. Thank you.
Steve Pearce, of course.
World Series MVP.
Yeah.
You know, he came in, and when he first got there, I don't know if you remember, he had like 5 home runs in a series. He was hot. Everything lined up for him. That wasn't going to happen, and so now you're reduced to, okay, you're not going to have career years. Do you have enough talent to get it done?
Right.
I still think that they have enough talent to get it done.
I agree.
I don't know if they're going to catch the Yankees. It's a tough start coming out of the break, though. Facing the Dodgers. They're at home, but facing the Dodgers is a tough start. I believe they have a lot more home games than they do away games down the stretch also. Right. But they haven't played very well at home.
I was going to say playing at home has not been a blessing for them.
But maybe this will be the chance to get things going. I think they're going to need to take at least 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers.
Yeah.
If they lose 2 out of 3, it's just going to deflate any kind of excitement from before the All-Star break.
Right. If they don't come back, I mean, they have to come out. I look at it this way. The Red Sox have about 2.5 weeks. If they flounder in the next 2.5 weeks, all the attention is going to the Patriots. So, you know, New England sports fans are just going to be like, that's it for the Red Sox.
The attention might go to the Patriots anyway.
Well, it does. I mean, obviously, football is extremely popular. But, I mean, I think the Red Sox really have to perform over the next 2 to 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks.
All right, I'll go one further. If they don't perform, the next topic on the list was trade Mookie.
Yes, it's time.
It's time.
It's time.
You're coming to my side on this?
I'm coming to your side on this.
What if they pull themselves back into the wild card mix? And do they still trade Mookie?
I still think it's time because I don't know. I mean, I obviously what are those profilers they call those police officers? They're profilers, and they can like look at people and they can figure out about them. Now, I have obviously no talent in that, but I've been watching Mookie.
Okay.
The ESPYs and this, and I don't think Mookie's a guy that particularly wants to play for the Red Sox. Mm-hmm. So, you know, just based on how he's carrying himself, he doesn't say anything negative. He's not that type of guy. But I think we're okay. We being the Red Sox are okay to trade him. Let's, you know, beef up our farm system. Let's see if we can get an arm.
I think the numbers that he's giving you this year are not the same numbers that he was giving you last year or the year before. But his value is off the charts.
Oh yeah.
You know, he's going to be between a $30 and a $40 million player. He's a franchise player. He's a former MVP, a former runner-up to the MVP. Mm-hmm. He still has another year of control.
Right. After
this year is a year of control. If they wait until the off season or if they wait until next year, they're not going to get the haul that they need. And they need a haul.
They do.
They need bullpen help, but they also need farm system. Mm-hmm. And I've said this for a few weeks now. I believe that they can replenish their whole farm system with this one player.
Absolutely.
And I believe they also can get some bullpen help with this one player.
Right.
So I do think that now's the time, and I think he's also replaceable.
Yeah.
With the numbers that he's giving, between a Brock Holt, J.D. Martinez going more into the outfield.
Sure.
Mitch Moreland is in Pawtucket. They're not sure how they're going to fit him into the 25-man roster.
Mm-hmm.
That might be a solution right there.
Right.
You trade Mookie,
Yeah.
and you don't get any major league talent back because you
Right.
don't want major league talent back.
Right.
Because you have Mitch Moreland that would move in. He can play the outfield, but he also could DH.
Sure.
And so you have a J.D. Martinez, a Steve Pierce, who's still hurt, I believe,
Yeah,
right?
he's still injured.
Michael Chavis.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think it's time.
I think they can. I think they can replace him. It is time. All right, rapid fire. The juice ball. What do you think?
I don't.
Did you catch any of the stuff from Rob Branford, the commissioner of the MLB?
I did. Yeah. I don't think the baseballs are juiced.
Okay.
I mean, everybody. Baseball fans. And actually, I'm not going to say everybody because I'd be lying. I actually prefer pitcher's duel. That's the kind of baseball that I like. I mean, yeah, people love home runs and that's exciting. You can score a million runs, but I actually like it when pitchers get out there and kind of just dominate. That being said, I don't think the ball's juiced. I think that's ridiculous. I think when you look at Major League Baseball players, these athletes, they are completely different than they were 5, 6, 7 years ago. The way they take care of their bodies, the way their strength and conditioning, their diets, these guys are monsters.
So the opinion that you're taking is what J.D. Martinez said, that the ball's not juiced. We're just better than we were.
The players are juiced, but in a good way, not with steroids.
Maybe.
Well, okay, but I just think the players are.
Manfred came out and said that his scientists did some science. I guess
Sure,
they have scientists. What a job!
Yeah, I'd like to.
I want to be a baseball
scientist. Yeah.
But came out and they did some work on the ball, and they said that there was less drag on the ball. There's something with the threads.
Okay.
So when they're spinning and it's going through the air, there's
Sure.
less wind resistance.
All right.
And the balls are carrying farther. They're being hit harder. They're just being carrying farther.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. So the ball is. I'm going to put that on silent.
It's okay. It's probably one of our fans calling.
I should have looked.
Yeah.
I didn't look. So the ball's carrying
so it has
farther.
less
So
wind
it's not being hit harder.
Okay.
But it's carrying farther.
It's more aerodynamic.
Now, I'm with you. I like a good pitcher's duel. I like a big home run in a pitcher's duel.
Oh, sure.
So a home run in an 11 to 12 game is not that exciting.
No.
Compared to a home run in a 4 to 3 game.
Sure.
Now we're talking. So
Right.
I want to see the ball go out of the park, but I also want to see the pitchers be able to get the guys out.
Yeah.
They got to do something with the speed of the game. We've talked about that. Early. That was one of our early topics.
Right.
The speed of the game. I'd also like to see them make the strike zone bigger.
Yeah.
It's so small.
Yeah.
It is so small.
And it's so subjective, umpire to umpire.
Yeah, I would like to see them swinging the bats a little bit more.
Yeah. It's interesting when you see like on TV and they have that, they put the strike zone in there, and umpires are all over the place. And I get it. I mean, there's the human element to it, and we had talked about that. I think we agree that we want the human element. I don't want a computer back there calling balls and strikes.
Yes, and we know that umpires are fallible.
We sure know that umpires are fallible. Yes, that's true.
Okay, so we won't go there. Dying fan base.
For baseball, we're talking for baseball.
Baseball, we're still at baseballs.
Yeah.
Literally a dying fan base.
Yeah, yes, literally, yeah. They got to do something. I mean, I'm hopefully not that close to the grave. So I'll be, hopefully I've got another good 30, 40 years in me to continue to be a fan.
Read an article.
Yeah.
The Red Sox, Blue Jays, one of the Red Sox games, they did a 6.7 in Boston. And I don't know a lot about, and maybe Timothy could help us out with how ratings are figured out, what that means.
Sure.
But I have some sense of numbers.
Yeah.
So a 6.7.
Yeah.
The demographic 18 to 49 was 1.9.
Wow.
The demographic 65 to dead was 9.3.
Ooh. Wow.
So
we didn't even have that base of like 50 to.
No, they didn't include us.
They didn't include. Wow. Excuse me.
Sorry.
Excuse me. I'm in the first demographic.
They didn't include me.
Okay.
So that just says that the majority of those fans are. That 6.7 is okay.
Yeah.
But the majority of that 6.7
are people that aren't going to be here
out.
in the long term.
Right.
Yeah.
And that you were 1.8 or 1.9 from 18 to 49.
Yeah.
And so that makes sense why we see when they're advertising for baseball games.
Yeah.
What do we see? We see medical alert advertisements. We see the elevator that goes up the stairs advertisement.
Yeah, and the retirement homes and all that. Sure. So do you have any suggestions of what can be done?
Speed up the game. That's the number one thing that they have to do is speed up the game.
Make it a faster game.
They've got to get it into a 2.5 hour mark.
Yeah, because think about it. Football runs about 2.5 hours, 3 hours, right in there. 3 hours.
But football's only once a week.
Yep.
You play once a week, and so you can get geared up for that. It's an event. Football's an event. Baseball is not an event. It's a daily grind, and taking between 3 and 4 hours a night to watch your team is too much.
Right. Do you want to shorten the season?
Well,
I mean, you're at 162 games before the playoffs.
So the original was 154, I believe.
Yeah.
So
we're really not talking about 154.
So it's not going to be a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, there were some radical things you're hearing, but I don't want to change the game.
I don't either. No.
But I think that defensive shifts takes time to move in the game. The pitcher has got to speed it up. I'm all for a pitch clock.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely, I'm all for a pitch clock. I am all for reducing the amount of relievers that can come into a game or how they figure that out.
Sure.
A reliever does not need 8 pitches when they've just been warming up for 20 minutes in the bullpen.
That's a good point.
It doesn't make any sense to me. Why not just throw the ball once? You get one.
Yeah.
Get them, feel what the amount is, let's go.
Yep.
If you're not ready, then that's on you.
Yeah.
You don't need 8 pitches. They don't need to go to a 3 commercial break whenever time they change the pitchers.
Right. Yep. The only time, obviously, in case of injury, then that's fine. You can warm up on the mound.
That's different.
But that's different.
So
yeah.
Anyway.
So it'll be interesting because if, as you said, that group is dying off, and the younger generation is not watching baseball. Now, if you look at stadiums around the country, and we're hoping to get to a few more this summer, but Fenway obviously is always sold out. Some of the popular parks, but you go down to Tampa. You can just walk off the street and pretty much sit third row, and these parks
for like $8.
Yeah, these parks are empty.
Yep.
A lot of these parks. So it's it's sad to see, and it's as a Red Sox fan, I love it because you want to go to see the Red Sox play someplace else. You're going to get great seats for a quarter of the price, but
no.
I don't know. So yeah, definitely something needs to be done, especially since it's my favorite sport.
Okay, All-Star Games. You catch it?
I did. Well, I caught parts of it. I mean, actually, Home Run Derby, I watched that. The All-Star Game itself, I watched inning here, inning there. I'm not going to sit and watch an All-Star Game.
Okay.
For any sport. But the Home Run Derby was exciting because I wanted Vlad to win it. And talking about Vlad, 91 home runs.
Okay, now at some point, does that become boring? Just watching the ball just leave the park time after time after time?
I was not bored.
Okay.
For the home run, because it was exciting.
When it was in Boston, and I was just talking to my friend Parker, who took me to it. I went to the Home Run Derby when it was in Boston.
Okay.
And that was during the juiced player era.
Sure.
Yeah. And it was McGuire, it was Sosa, it was Bonds, it was all these guys.
All the big ones. Yeah.
They were all participating in it then.
Okay.
Because it was around the beginning of the Home Run Derby.
Yeah.
And it was electric. It was absolutely electric. Nobody was hitting 91 home runs though.
Yeah. Well, he set the record by 30.
Yeah. I don't know what that night would have been like if somebody has hit 91.
Yeah.
There becomes a saturation point where a home run is not that special.
Yeah.
If you're hitting 91 of them, this year the home run mark is in danger this year.
Or is that athlete special? I mean, granted, when you're in the Home Run Derby, you're taking BP. So he had Vlad Guerrero had worked with his coach Schneider, Coach Schneider from the Fisher Cats, and they obviously had a bond and been doing it, and you get all the practice.
During the steroid era, when McGuire and Sosa were going for it, they weren't talking about steroids then.
No.
It was about the athletes. It was the athletes. And then so they broke the record, and then Bonds came through, and then all the other guys, the Brady Andersons of the world, started hitting 50, 60, 70 home runs. And they realized that what ignited the game, the home run at the time, now is hurting the game because it wasn't special anymore.
Right.
And that's where I'm afraid that baseball's going. The home run's not special anymore.
It's going to be the same as the guy hits a single.
Right.
Okay.
There's like 35 guys in the league that have 30 home runs or something stupid. If it's not special, then it's not going to be something that you cheer for. It's going to be like the 3-point basket in basketball.
Yeah.
If teams are making 25, 30 3-pointers a game, it's no longer special.
Right.
So I'm a little more. We'll talk more about that.
Okay.
All right. Let's real quickly, new look Celtics.
Yes, I like the new look Celtics.
Thumbs up, thumbs down?
Thumbs up.
Okay.
Thumbs up. I'm excited. So, I think we're in a good space. Let's move right into Taco Fall.
I know you're.
Let's just do that. So Taco Fall. I wrote down some stats. I do want to. This is pretty amazing. All right. He's played 2 summer league games out in Vegas. All right. He's played a total of 22 minutes. All right. In the 22 minutes, he's 8 of 9 with his shooting, 18 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 block shots. And he is the talk of Vegas. Now, Zion Williamson's out because of a knee injury.
Yeah.
But everybody, not just Celtics, everybody's talking about Taco Fall.
So, they're 4-0 now.
Yeah.
They're 4-0, the
Yeah.
Celtics. They're in first place. They just beat the Memphis Grizzlies, who were also undefeated at the time. Taco Fall had 12 points last night.
Yes, that was last night.
It was 12 points last night. He is a force in the paint because the guys have to shoot the ball over the backboard to get it over them. The Celtics, as of this point, are not planning on opening up a roster spot for him.
Right.
They want him to.
And that's okay. Continue to develop
Red
him.
Claws, I guess. Would that make sense?
The Red Claws would be great, and then we could go see him.
We could.
And the other thing, his specialty. They were talking about that. His specialty is being able to defend the inbound pass.
Really?
I mean, if he,
So
I can't do that, but if he does this, the wingspan, and that would be huge, especially at the end of a game. When you're trying to prevent the other team from inbounding and you get that last second shot. So, there's some, and the fact that
I think he's got a long ways to go before he's at on the floor at the end of a game.
I agree. But you can also just, you're 7'6", right?
If they can develop him, it'll be just a steal of the century.
Absolutely.
Robert Williams, the third, the Time Lord, is doing very well.
He is.
He is, he's scoring.
Mm-hmm.
He's defending.
Yeah.
Grant Williams is also playing well. The Celtics, so that the Celtics would have taken Milwaukee to 6. The summer Celtics would have taken Milwaukee to 6 games this year.
Mm-hmm. I agree. So it'll be exciting to see as they develop.
All right.
So.
There was a lot of movement in the NBA. Real quickly, who is the favorite now in the NBA?
Clippers.
Okay.
Clippers. I mean, the Clippers are the favorite. You got Kawhi Leonard and you got Paul George, veteran coach Doc Rivers. Mm-hmm. The Clippers are the favorite. That being said, there are 9 teams that are the favorite. The Celtics are probably the 9th team, but in that mix, any one of those 9 teams could win it.
I agree. I think 9 teams now. Houston made a big trade last night.
They did, yeah.
So now you're going to have James Harden with Russell Westbrook.
Yep.
That's exciting because they used to play together when they were both in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe that Oklahoma City had Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Russell Westbrook on the court at once.
That's amazing.
And they never won.
Yeah.
So
that'll be seen. And of course, the Lakers. You got LeBron James and Anthony Davis. You can't roll out the Bucks either with the Greek Freak.
I think the best thing that could have happened to the Celtics is what happened with the rest of the league. That talent got really dispersed.
It really did.
And that there was no big 3 that went. Mm-hmm. That there was only 2.
Right.
And so now you say, okay, well, the Celtics have Kemba. They have Jason Tatum. Mm-hmm. They have Jaylen Brown.
Yeah. They got Gordon Hayward.
They They have 4 legitimate possible superstars there.
Right.
So who knows?
And hopefully no attitude.
Yeah. Climate.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Rob Gronkowski was out catching passes.
He was out at UCLA, right,
Yeah.
with Tom Brady. So he's very trim. He's lost some weight.
Yeah, he was on Lake Winnipesaukee during the 4th of July.
That's what I heard. I wish he had stopped by.
I don't know.
But what are your thoughts? Do you think he's going to come back? Do you think he's going to play? At some point, is he going to play for the Patriots this season?
Yes.
Okay, when?
Thanksgiving.
Okay. So I'm going to play a what if here.
Yeah.
If I can't even get this out of my mouth because it's not going to happen. If the Patriots by Thanksgiving are, I don't know, 2-6, does Rob Gronkowski come back?
No.
Okay. So it's if they're getting ready to make a playoff push.
Yes.
Gronk comes back in his current, the way what he currently weighs.
No.
So if he's going to make a comeback, he's getting back in the weight room. He's getting back on the TB12 method and.
When Bo Jackson, remember he was playing baseball and
football, sure.
And he said that baseball shape is much different than football shape. And he said, it takes me 2 weeks to get into football shape. I said, I put on about 20, 25 pounds of muscle in 2 weeks between what my diet and probably whatever else he was doing.
Sure.
These guys have these diets, these training methods
right.
that allows Gronkowski to lose the weight that he did it so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I think it allows him to put it back on.
Okay.
I think these guys get into some whether it's TB12 or
whatever
the nutritional thing that they're doing. I think that he gets back up to his 275 or whatever he's 265.
265, yeah.
He's probably what, 235, 240 now.
Yeah, he just in comparison to where he looks thin, but he's still.
Right. He's left the door open way too wide.
Yeah.
He's not shutting down that he might come back. So I think he's coming back.
I think it is. I think he comes back for a playoff push.
I think there's a lot of unlesses. Belichick doesn't want him because Belichick does not like this. Brett Favre did this about 10 years ago, he got roasted pretty bad, and finally Green Bay said, we're done. Unless Belichick's part of this, which is possible too, says Gronk. I don't want to close the door on you completely.
Yeah. Get healthy.
Take the mini camps off. Take the beginning of the year off.
Yeah.
We'll take you for the last 6 games.
Yeah.
We're going to pay you a prorated amount.
Yep.
And maybe that's possible that he's part of it too. The fact that Gronk is still talking about it, I think, is the reason why he's coming back.
Yeah.
Brady contract. He's got 1 year left. He's never gone to 2 years left at the end of his contract.
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to extend him?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Just looking at Tom Brady, I was just looking at some videos of him last night. He looks amazing.
Yep.
Like as far as his ability to play, you saw that he finally runs faster now than he did at his combine. So he's unstoppable at this point.
Okay, I'm going to go rapid fire here real quick. U.S. Women's World Cup soccer, the U.S. team won.
Yep.
There was no controversy on the field.
No.
There was a lot of controversy off the field.
Mm-hmm.
Is soccer going to grow in the United States? 25 years ago, when the men's team, they said that soccer was going to overtake all the other sports.
Yeah. Since I've been on this earth, Mike, they've always said soccer's going to take over. Soccer's going to take over. No, soccer is not going to take over.
Okay.
But congratulations to the women's team.
Absolutely. Wimbledon. There was a 15-year-old that made it to the 16 finals. The 16, I don't know what they call that.
Okay.
The final 16. She ended up losing. There's a 37-year-old woman, Serena Williams, is in the semifinals.
Sure.
And Roger Federer, I believe, is also 37.
I did see. I just looked at that. Yeah, Federer's in there.
He's 37 also.
Yeah.
Tennis is no longer. It's taken on like golf.
It's a lifelong sport.
Where there's like a 20-year window now where you can play.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I don't think it's as your body doesn't. You're not. It's not. You don't have a pounding on your body with tennis. Okay. Certainly, you could have knees. You're going right, left, like quick like that. But I think overall, it's not a contact sport, and I think it comes down to, can you serve, right?
Training. I think the training is
obviously the training. Once again we go back. I sound like a broken record. The nutrition, all that stuff.
Okay. I know we don't have much time left. I want to comment because Sam Barton is in the New Hampshire Amateur Championship.
Awesome.
He has made it to the. By the time this show airs, it's going to be over.
Yeah.
But he's in the Final Four. His dad, Dr. Barton, has been texting me just updates, and he in the medal round. So it's 150 golfers or so go to stroke play, and Sam finished tied for second. And so he ended up being the 3rd seed in the match play. Top 64 make it to match play. Wow. Jeremy Fuller also was there. He did not make it to match play.
Okay.
And Sam is now down to the Final Four. He is playing, as we tape, he's playing in the semifinals in the New Hampshire Amateur.
That's awesome.
So,
and for those that don't know, Sam's a Kingswood grad.
Kingswood grad, Division. He won the Division.
He was the
champ last year. 2 years ago. Sorry, 2 years ago. And he's going to be playing at Lehigh University.
Fantastic.
So one of Wolfeboro, Tuftonboro's own.
Yep. And you mentioned Jeremy Fuller, science teacher here at the high school. So and the golf coach.
Okay.
So that's great.
So rapid fire, we got through most of it. The one thing we didn't do, and we're going to save this, so I'm going to give everybody some homework out there.
All right.
Which Boston team do you think is going to win the next championship?
All right. Who's going to win next?
So something to think about over the next week or so.
That'd be good.
All right.
Like to hear maybe some people can tweet us some responses.
Yeah, that'll be good.
That'd be great.
Speaking of Twitter, at Mike and the Hoss, if you guys ever want to tweet us, we would love to hear what you have to say about the show and any questions or things that you want us to talk about.
Definitely.
Anything else, Charlie?
No, we actually matched today. We're wearing gray.
We do.
Yeah, how about that? I got nothing left, Mike.
All right, so that's going to do it for us. Mike and the Hoss on Wolfeboro Community Television. We will see you next week.
Go Knights.